Wani Lee, W-U-N-I-E, last name Lee, L-E-E.
And good afternoon. How old are you?
25,
And are you employed?
yes,
What do you do for work?
music.
And when you say you do music, what do you mean?
I make music,
What type of music do you make?
hip hop.
Do you have a name that you perform under?
Slime like Shouter.
And are you signed to a record label?
Yes,
What label?
Alamo Records.
And when did you first sign to Alamo Records?
2018.
And I should ask, how long have you been in the music industry?
Since then,
Since 2018. Have you been signed to any other label besides Alamo?
no.
Where are you from originally?
Atlanta,
And what part of Atlanta?
Southside, Cleveland, Avenue.
And did you go to school?
Yes,
Where did you go to school? Elementary, middle, and if you went to high school?
Cleveland Avenue Elementary School. You said middle school too?
Yes, sir.
Crawford Lawn Middle School.
Okay.
And Carver High School.
Carver?
Yeah, Carver High School.
Carver. After leaving high school, is that when you started your music career?
During high school, like my last year in high school, or like 11th grade or something. I didn't get serious till after high school though.
You said you didn't get serious until after high school?
Yeah.
And that was around that 2018 year we just talked about?
Yeah.
Okay. As you were growing up in the Cleveland Avenue area, did you ever hear of a gang called Rock Crew?
I heard of it growing up. I didn't know if it was a gang or what it was, but yeah, I know what it is.
And how did you know about Rock Crew?
Because they had popular songs.
What were some of their songs that they had that were popular?
I don't know by heart right now.
Okay.
I just knew like there was the music back then.
Do you know who were some of the artists who were with Rock Crew?
One of them, Big Boo.
And he was he performing as a hip hop artist?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
It was some younger people too, like my friends and stuff.
Who are some of the younger people?
They locked up or dead.
Do you have names of some of those individuals?
Let me see. My partners who locked up right now, Twin, they used to rap.
Do you know their given name or you?
Their first and last name?
Or their first name?
Nah.
Okay. Anyone else outside of Twin?
Rudy. He rapped too back then when we was younger.
Anyone else you can think of?
As of right now, yeah, that's it, I think.
Now you just spoke about Big Boo. Did you know his given name?
His real name? No.
Okay. And did you have your own personal relationship with Big Boo?
Yeah, when I got older.
Now, did there come a time when you were younger that some members of Rock Crew began calling themselves YSL?
Mm-hmm.
You said, mm-hmm.
You asking me that, or
Yes.
what?
I'm asking you.
Can you say it again?
Sure. As you got older, were there members of Rock Crew who then became members of YSL?
Yes.
Who were those some of those individuals?
Everybody, because YSL music took off and rock crew music died, or just I don't know. Boo got old, so I don't know.
So who are some of these people? You're saying everybody. So who's the everybody who was a part of the music?
Basically, everybody from my neighborhood.
So everybody from your neighborhood was doing music?
There's a lot of people from doing music from my neighborhood though, but not everybody was doing music though. I'm just saying like everybody in the whole, all the people that were rapping or doing music or supported the music was on some YSL stuff now. Like it wasn't rapping rock crew or under that name.
Okay. So tell me some of the people that we're talking about.
Me, myself,
Okay.
uh, my friends who I just told you about. Um, Jeffrey. Um, I can't think of everybody's name.
And what does YSL stand for?
It has multiple meanings.
Tell me some of the meanings.
I say it has multiple meanings, definitions, or what it stands for.
So tell me some of the meanings.
Young stoner life, young slime life, young successful lifestyle. I think that's all I can remember right now.
So let's talk about young stoner life.
Mm-hmm.
When do you distinguish between young stoner life, young slime life, and young successful lifestyle?
You said when did I?
Yeah, how do you distinguish between the two? When do you use young stoner life versus young slime life?
Um, Slime part is just like the lingo of it. Like, or we just call each other or something. You wouldn't call your friend or something like stoner. What's up, stoner? We just say like, what's up, slime or something. So that's how I think young slime life is used. Young stoner life, from what I know, was mm, I'm just say like a way of life as far as music. I mean, not the music, but like getting high or like a hippie or I don't know.
And outside of the music is YSL a gang?
You said outside of the music,
Yes, sir.
some people treat it like that.
What do you treat it as?
I treated it that way before.
You treated it as a gang before?
Yeah.
When did you stop treating it as a gang?
I don't know. I
And
don't remember. I don't know.
you said you don't remember. And when you say you treated it as a gang, what do you mean?
Uh, I don't really know. I never thought about that. um, mhm. I don't know how to answer that.
How old were you when you joined YSL the gang?
Um, can you tell me what you mean by like join? Like, are you talking about?
What would you consider joining?
I'm saying like, do you mean join like, cause you know like to get in the gang, you join the gang, like you get beat up or something like that.
How did you become a member of YSL?
My music got popping and I became a known face in my neighborhood, and I started coming around and going to studios and stuff.
So was that how you became a part of the gang YSL, or that's how you became affiliated with the music of YSL?
I'm gonna say that's how I became affiliate of the music or YSL. But as far as joining a gang or something like that, I never like joined. We just all grew up together. There was no time to join or when I joined. We just all know each other from school and grew up together and stuff like that. But I mean, I came around like 20, I forgot, was 2019 or 18, one of those years when I came around as far as like officially being YSL.
How do you become officially YSL?
Just coming around more and rapping.
Is everyone that is affiliated with, and I'm talking specifically the gang YSL, rappers?
Some people.
So, but not everyone.
Um, some people rap. A lot of people rap, but everybody doesn't take it serious. Some people just rap just to, because they want to rap, because they want to follow the trend.
I definitely understand that, but I want to ask specifically: is everyone who's a part of YSL a gang trying to rap or rappers?
Can you say it again?
Sure. Is everyone who is a part of YSL the gang rapping or try to be rappers?
I don't know. I think so. Everybody try to rap.
Are there anyone? Is there anyone in YSL the gang who's not trying to rap?
Yeah. I think.
Now I'm going to ask if you know a few people. Okay. Do you know Marquavius Huey?
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you know him?
Um, I didn't know his real name till now, until this trial, but how do I know him? Me and his little brother went to school together. Me and his little brother was in the same class. And I always just knew he had a big brother named Quay.
And sorry.
And seen him a couple times. Side of the studio.
When did you start seeing him around the studio? About, if we're in 2024, how long ago was that?
I don't know. I can't remember the exact date.
And do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yeah.
Okay. If you get, just identify him by article of clothing he's wearing.
You said identify what?
But identify him by article of clothing he's wearing.
He next to the lawyer with the brown. I think he got on brown too.
Okay. Thank you. Your Honor, let the record reflect that he's identified Mr. Huey.
Yes, sir, reflect.
Do you know another individual by the name of Quamarvius Nichols?
Yeah.
Or another Quay?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Is that yes?
Yes.
And how do you know, how long have you known Quay?
I knew him longer, I think, since I was a kid. We didn't hang though, but I just knew who he was. I was younger than him though.
And do you have a friendship or a relationship with him?
Not a strong bond, but we know each other.
And do you see him here today?
No, actually. Oh yeah, I see him now.
And if you identify him as well?
I can't see what he got on. He just got the dreads up
Okay.
in the air.
And all right. Is he towards the back of the room, the front of the room, or
To the
somewhere
back.
else? Is he sitting in between anyone?
Yeah, I think his lawyer.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that he's identified.
It's really not, that could be a couple of different people.
There's two lawyers right there. He right there, and there's a lady next to him on the left side of him.
Right now, let the record
All right,
reflect.
it'll say reflect.
Do you know someone named Shannon?
Yes.
And do you call him Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you call him anything else or just Shannon?
I think I just say Shannon.
No,
I don't know.
How long have you known Shannon?
I don't remember.
Is
I don't
it,
remember when I met him.
is it longer than you've known Quay, the two Quays?
No.
Shorter than that?
Yeah.
And what is your relationship like, if any, with him?
Now?
Let's talk about before now.
We were cool.
Are you still cool now?
I don't know him right now. He been locked up for a couple of years. What, I ain't supposed to say that?
Disregard that.
And just listen to the question that I asked you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you know someone by the name of Yak?
Yes.
How long?
I got a question.
Do you
I
need
ain't-
to talk to your lawyer?
No, I'm just trying to see. I ain't supposed to say that or something. Well,
Don't worry about it. Just move on to the next question.
all right.
How long have you known Yak?
I don't remember when I met him. I don't know. I don't remember.
Is it longer than you know any of these other people? The first three people I asked you about.
Not longer than I knew the Quays.
Okay.
I knew them when I was younger.
Okay.
I probably met Yak when I was about 18, 19, 18. When I started rapping seriously.
Next, Jeffrey Williams. How long have you known Mr. Williams?
Like the same thing as Yak.
Okay. And then Rodalius Ryan.
I've known him since a kid.
Are you older or younger than him?
Older.
Do you know how much older you are?
Not exactly. A couple of years though.
And do you have a nickname for him?
I can't hear you.
Do you have a nickname for him?
A nickname that I have for him?
Do you call him something?
Oh, Leroy.
What is your relationship like with, just generally, what is your relationship like? Good, bad, indifferent? What is your relationship like with Little Rod?
Right now.
Just period.
Oh, good relationship.
And do you see Shannon, Diamante, Jeffrey, and Rodalius in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Appreciate that. So that's stipulated too.
All right. Do you see Diamante? Just describe him by the article clothing he's wearing.
You said, do I see who?
Yak or Diamante.
Yeah.
What is he wearing?
It was like a trench coat.
Is he sitting next to
A
him?
yellow, tan. I don't know what color that is, but a trench coat next to the lady.
All right. Y'all let the record reflect. Is he sitting between two ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see the other lady right there.
Y'all let the record reflect that he's identified Diamante Kendrick.
Okay, the record will so reflect, and I don't know if jury, y'all been explained what a stipulation is. That just means everybody agrees, so you can accept that as a fact. That as to Mr. Stillwell, that this witness knows and can identify Mr. Stillwell.
Do you see Mr. Williams?
All right. And so it is now, you can accept as fact that this witness knows and can identify Mr. Williams.
And then last, Mr. Ryan.
Yes.
And where is he seated and what is he?
In the front row, next to his lawyers.
All right. Y'all let the record reflect that he's identified. Is he sitting on the right side of his
Right
book?
side.
You know, let the record reflect that he's identified Mr. Ryan.
We need to probably do a little bit better than that with the identification.
What is he wearing?
A suit.
All right, and so you can now accept this fact that this witness knows and can identify Mr. Ryan.
Thank you. All right, just a few more people. Do you know someone by the name of Trontavia Stevens?
Yes.
All right. And do you have a nickname for him?
Talking about Slug.
Is that what you called him?
Oh yeah.
All right. How long have you known Slug?
I don't know. Like 2018 or something, I think, when he got out.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
All right. Do you know someone by the name of Darius Ford?
Yes, I do.
All right. And when he was living, how long had you known him?
Like all my life.
Did you all grow up together?
No.
Okay. How did you know him all your life?
My brother was best friends with his big brother.
Okay.
And they played sports together, so I always knew him when I was a little kid.
What about Christian McMiller?
What about him?
Do you know him?
Yes.
All right. What you call him?
Christian,
Okay. How long had you known him?
since a kid.
And what about Durante Beebe?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
How did you know him?
We grew up together.
And then last, Demekion Garlington.
Who?
Demekion Garlington.
You asked me how long did I know him?
Do you know him?
I know him. Yeah, I know him.
And how do you know him?
I don't even know how I know him.
And does he have a nickname?
D.
Now, do you have any tattoos, Mr. Umley?
Yes.
And specifically, I want to ask, do you have any tattoos with the wording Rudy?
Yes.
Okay. And who is Rudy?
My little brother.
Is he your biological little brother or someone you call your little brother?
I just call him my little brother.
And your tattoo with Rudy, what, if anything, does it say?
Long live Rudy.
Long live Rudy.
Long live.
And within the Cleveland Avenue area, do some people call themselves the Rudy Gang?
You said there's some people who call themselves that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really a gang though.
What's the significance? Tell the jury about a Rudy Gang.
His family made that for him. They're just showing that they for him. Like they're doing it for him. I don't know. They just said gang.
Okay. Now, do you have social media?
Yeah.
And specifically, do you have Instagram?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. What is your IG handle?
Slime light shopping.
How long have you had that Instagram handle?
I don't remember.
Okay.
When I made it, I don't know.
We're in 2024. Did you have it last year?
Yeah.
You know what, let me ask you a better question. From the time you got into the music industry in 2018, have you had that Instagram handle?
Yeah.
What is your primary purpose of using Instagram?
My primary purpose is just social media. I think I would have had an Instagram whether I rap or not. So just social media.
And have you used IG to post photos?
Yes.
Have you used IG to direct message people?
Yes.
Have you been in group chats on IG?
Yes.
Right. Have you been in group chats or had DMs on IG with Jeffrey Williams.
Yeah.
What was his Instagram name?
What is his Instagram name?
Mhm.
Jeff. I don't know. What's his Instagram name now? You said what was it then?
Yeah. When you were communicating with him using your IG, what
I think it's the same Thugger.
is it, Thugger Thugger or something else?
I think it's Thugger. I think that's his Instagram name right now.
Have you ever used the handle Thugger Thugger One?
I think. You said, have I ever used it?
Have you ever messaged him using that handle Thugger Thugger One?
Yeah, I think so.
Trontavious Stevens or Tick, did you ever IG him? Or excuse me, direct message him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you recall what his Instagram handle was?
I don't remember by heart.
Have you ever heard of the handle _1 slug?
Yeah, that probably was it.
Christian McMiller, did you ever direct message him on Instagram?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Have you ever direct message the Instagram OE5 or O5E and Drive Slim?
Ocean Drive Slim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Was that Christian McMiller?
Yeah.
All right. Darius Ford, did you ever IG or direct message him on Instagram?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And was his Instagram at real1_FR?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about Demikion Garlington? Did you ever direct message him on Instagram?
From what I've seen in the indictment, yeah. But I don't remember his Instagram though.
And then Shannon Still, have you ever Instagram him or direct message him on Instagram? Excuse me.
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall sending here what his Instagram handle was?
Not by heart.
Okay. Have you ever IG'd him on an Instagram handle OG.BOOL?
Yeah, I think so.
Today, have you had the opportunity to look through or look at some of your Instagram records in preparation for your testimony today?
Yeah.
Permission to approach, Your Honor.
You may.
Or Mr. Chart. I'm showing you what's been marked as 31NN, 31NNA, 30NN, 30NNA, 32NN, 32NNA, 33NN, 33NNA, 34NN, 34NNA, and 35NNA. Are these the items that we went over today?
Yeah, you showed me that.
Okay. And were they the items associated with your Instagram account, slimelife.shawty?
Yeah, from what these papers say.
Okay. And you're on this time say would like to tender Stacey David 30 and into 35 35 NNA, 30 NN and 30 NNA through 35 NN and 35 NNA into evidence.
Your Honor, may I approach briefly?
You may.
Your Honor, say would like to tender 30 NN and NNA through 35 NN and NNA into evidence.
All right, those are admitted without objection.
I'm going to approach again. And Ms. Westmoreland, we're getting ready to do that. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 36 NN, 37 NN, 38 NN, and 39 NN.
I need to keep that.
Yes, you keep it. Did you see those earlier today as well?
Yeah.
Okay, no?
I said, yeah.
Okay. And first looking at 36 NN, do you recognize the people in that photo?
Yes.
And does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the people who are in that photograph?
Yeah, I think so.
Now showing you 37 NN. Do you recognize the person that's inside of 37 NN?
Yeah.
Looking at 38 NN, do you recognize the person in 38 NN?
You said, do I recognize who?
The person standing next to you in 38 NN.
Yeah, I see him.
Okay. And does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of you and the person standing next to you in 38 NN?
Yeah.
And 39 NN, do you recognize the individuals in that photograph, 39 NN?
Yeah.
And how did you recognize? And excuse me, is that a fair and accurate depiction of the people inside of 39 NN?
Can you repeat that?
Does that look or appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the individuals inside of 39 NN?
Yeah.
All right. Your Honor, this time the state would like to admit 36 through 39 NN.
Those are admitted.
And I'm going to first show you State's Exhibit 36 NN. Who is in this picture in 36 NN?
Me and Shani.
Okay. And was this photo taken in October of 2020 or was this photo taken at a different time?
I don't know when it was taken. I just see when they posted.
All right. And earlier we talked about Instagram pages. Is this Mr. Stillwell's Instagram page?
I think so.
All right. And can you read for the jury what the caption says?
Fuck the other side. Put them on TV about my
Hold on.
dogs.
You got to slow down because the court reporter is taking it down.
Go ahead and read it. Just read it a little bit more slowly.
Fuck the other side. Put them on TVs about my dogs. Soldier reads bloody teeth, Glock with beam about my dogs. Cause a scene about my dogs. I'm going too fast.
Yes. Go ahead. Slow it down. I
Where
know
you
you
want
want to
me to
rap
go
it,
to?
but slow it down.
Where you want me to start at?
You can start from the beginning.
Say it again. F the other side. Put them on TVs about my dogs. Soldieries, bloody tees, glocks with beams about my dogs. Clear the scene about my dog. If he F with them, you can't F with me. No, he is not my dog. That's it.
No, keep going. Keep reading the rest of it.
The rest of it is not my song.
Okay, so the first portion is your song.
Yeah.
All right. But I want you to read the rest of the post, though, for me.
Even if our position ever come down to being back to back, that's just how we're gonna rock out against whoever with you.
All right. And are there some hashtags?
No slime left behind.
All right. And is that an emoji next to that hashtag?
It looked like a crazy emoji. I never seen that.
Okay. What's the next hashtag?
2 B's.
Do you know what that signifies?
Big business.
All right. And what else does the rest of it say?
Many more blessings and riches, I say.
And is someone tagged?
I don't know who that is. Oh, there's somebody who made some clothes.
All right.
Real feel. I don't know who that is.
Okay. And what else does the rest of the post say for the record?
Thank you for this exclusive ass hat and for this crazy ass one of none hoodie.
And then someone else tagged.
Somebody named Marilyn is totally responsible.
Okay. And when was this post posted?
2020.
All right. Now, the verse that you quoted, your verse, what song is that from?
Dang, I forget about it. For another second. Dang, I don't even remember.
Okay.
I really don't. I think, is it What a Love at?
And was that a song that came out before 2020 or in 2020?
It probably came out in 2020.
Okay. And in looking at this picture, do you know where you and Mr. Stillwell were when you took
At
it?
the studio.
All right. And do you have a particular studio that you used to go to?
No,
Okay. Where was this studio located?
I can't remember by heart, but it looked like geez, I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I remember.
All right. That's fine. Course indulge for one moment. Ms. Westmoreland. Do you want to see it? What does no slime left behind mean?
Hey, just a brief pause. This is Slime Life Shawty. He pled guilty to the RICO charge and has pledged a member of the YSL street gang. He is also a popular rapper, but his plea deal is an Alfred plea deal. And it's the least damaging plea deal because he doesn't have any other crimes attached to him other than pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit RICO as a part of the YSL street gang. That is why his testimony is very important. So she has just linked him to Max Shart's client, Shannon Stillwell. And Shannon Stillwell is accused of killing Nut, also known as Donovan Thomas, as a part of an intrinsic act to the YSL RICO. And they only need one intrinsic act in order to get to that RICO charge. So as a juror, I'm paying close attention to his testimony, and I also want to see how Mag Sharp cross-examine him. All right, let's keep going.
I think that's just what it means. No slime left behind. Let me see.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 37 and admitted, excuse
Oh,
me.
that was my mixtape name. That's why he put the hashtag. He was supporting my mixtape.
Your mixtape was No Slime Left Behind.
Yes.
What made you name your mixtape No Slime Left Behind?
Like the No Child Left Behind thing that's in school.
Okay.
I just named it that. No Slime Left Behind.
And when you were talking about slime, who were you referencing anyone particular?
No, not nobody in particular. No, I just wanted to be different. I just named it that.
We're going to publish 37 NN. Who is in 37 NN?
OG Boo. OG Boo.
And who is that?
Shannon.
All right. And can you read for the jury the caption?
Read his caption.
Yes.
Said ain't nothing more compatible than a trench. A carbon while in the trenches.
And then is there a hashtag?
Hashtag no slime left behind. Hashtag 2Bs. Life size.
And is there another hashtag?
Free Quay.
What? Is there another hashtag on the screen?
Oh no.
Your Honor,
It's in this paper
Your
right here. You
Honor.
got me reading.
Your Honor, I have to make a motion.
All right, I'm going to excuse you.
I wasn't looking at the screen. I was looking at this paper.
That's fine, don't worry about it. Can I ask you to step outside for just a minute? And jury, I'll excuse you all for just a minute. Mr. Lee, can you step outside for a minute for me,
Alright.
please? Thank you.
Your Honor, we're making a motion for mistrial on behalf of Mr. Nichols. We're not going to be able to unring this bell. Your Honor, this is the exact same issue that while we were at the bench, I brought it up. It was Exhibit 37NN that there was a hashtag on that exhibit that said Free Quay, which would definitely indicate to the jury that Quay, has spent time in jail or in prison. The state agreed. We stipulated that they would redact it. And then the state presented, I guess, to the witness the unredacted version, didn't prep him to not comment on it, and he did. And Your Honor, before we had the opportunity for you to preside over us, this happened already again. And I made a motion for mistrial. Now it's happened again. So now the jury has repeatedly heard about Mr. Nichols being in jail, being in prison, and you cannot unring that bell. We would ask for a mistrial.
Your Honor, Carter Matthews or Mr. Marquavius Huey, we join in that motion for mistrial. And what's important for this court to know is that 45 minutes ago, there had been a reference to a person being in jail. Now, this witness has identified Marquavius Huey and has also identified Marquavius Nichols. So all the state had to do was ask this honorable court for an opportunity to have this witness maybe step out of the courtroom and go over with that witness that, we don't need to say anything about someone in jail, what have you. That did not happen before he went on the stand, nor after that first slip up by this witness. There may have even been a document right there on the witness stand that should have been pulled from the state of Georgia from that witness stand so that this could have been avoided. So, Your Honor, we are joining in that motion as well.
Oh, hang on. It's all right. You just didn't know, but we'll let you know when to come back in, okay?
So we join in that motion, Your Honor.
Your Honor, and I just want to briefly add that it is painfully obvious that the state is not prepping their witnesses. You can tell by the way when the witness spoke the first time and he said, oops, am I not supposed to say that? Like, oh, I had no idea, which makes it obvious that the state had not spoke to him, had not prepped them. And this has happened repeatedly. It's happening over and over again, Your Honor, and we're just not going to be able to unring 100 bells.
And finally, Your Honor, Mr. Marquavius Huey, it's been established that that his nickname is Quay.
Okay, isn't there going to be, we talked today about, isn't there going to be a stipulation that references to Quay, at least at some points, are not either Mr. Nichols or Mr. Huey? We did.
Yes, you're right. And that's a few things. So one, Your Honor, it was not intentional because we clearly.
Okay, but it was sloppy because I presume he's reading from the document that you handed him instead of reading from the screen.
And we should have instructed him to read from the screen, but.
Or you should have presented him with a document that had that part redacted. It's just sloppy.
The issue came while he was on the stand, Your Honor. So the issue did not come prior to. Ms. Westmoreland walked up to me while he was on the stand and said, I'm going to have an issue with that. Can you redact it? That is when the state became aware.
Then it should have occurred to you, you know what? I'm handing him a hard copy of this document that is unredacted.
But not if there's multiple Quays, Your Honor. If I don't know which Quay that.
Hang on. Can we stop having people come in and out when I've asked the witness to step out and every time the door opens, they can hear what we're talking about? Please, just for a few seconds. I'm not asking anybody who's in here to leave. God have mercy, y'all. Huh?
The state is in charge of the witness, and they're supposed to be guiding the witness to the room.
Yeah, there seems to be.
And so that is the point in which we learned of it is we redacted it on here. Ms. Westmoreland brought it up here.
Yeah,
And when
and
I
you
came
didn't read that. So
But
the
I
jury
said-
didn't see it, but now the jury has heard it. I don't think it is really that, much of a crisis because there is going to be this stipulation that Quay is not always either of these defendants. So, nor is it obvious to everybody that free whomever is such a quote about who knows, everything these days. And so it doesn't necessarily indicate that whomever Quay spent time in jail or in custody or in prison or anything. They say it about, Hollywood stars who are in a breakup. It's not so obviously, oh, this must mean this person was in prison. But also we were already saying Quay isn't either of these people. So let's just,
And
whether this was one of these people or I don't even know who it did refer to.
And we don't know because it's not his post. He was reading someone else's post. So it could be a multitude of
Okay.
Quays.
You talked to his attorney
Yes.
earlier, right?
Yes.
And did you get any kind of an indication? I don't know if this
There
was
wasn't
one
an
of the
issue
things you were gonna, but it's an issue now. And you said before lunch that you were going to ask Mr. Rubin.
Yes, we did ask.
Do you know at this point whether the free quay referenced, this wasn't even his post, was it?
It wasn't, and there wasn't an issue until Ms. West. So when I talked to Mr. Rubin at lunchtime, this wasn't something I was going to address with him because it wasn't I did not realize it was an issue. Mr. Rubin found out for me that Slat Quay is not either of these two quays.
Okay, but this isn't Slack quay. This is just quay.
Right.
I know. So why doesn't everybody, well, they don't know how it's spelled. They only heard it. Why doesn't everybody just enter into some sort of a stipulation that the free quay or the reference to quay just now isn't either of these people?
I don't know if it is. So it was.
Whether it, okay, so.
Your Honor, the state can enter stipulation that we weren't referencing any. We as the state of Georgia.
Okay, that is not a reference to, if you would prefer that.
I don't know what the poster is referencing.
I don't honestly really care what the poster was referencing. What I'm trying to do is fix your sloppiness so that everybody won't have wasted, 10, 12 months of their lives in this trial.
Yeah, we can come up with this.
Okay, do it now. Y'all work on that. I'm going to take 5 minutes.
All right, judge is clearly ticked off, but not ticked off enough to grant a mistrial. I'm going to fast forward through her 5 minutes. I'm just waiting on the seal to come up. I mean, honestly, there's been, and the mic will come on when she's ready to start, but I mean, there's been at least 5. We have the mistrial motions from Judge Glanville's, and all of that mess that went on with the ex parte piece. We had a second mistrial motion when there is another second or third ex parte. The detective testified that someone was in jail or incarcerated or some piece. There was a mistrial motion with that. There was a mistrial motion with Muntunk's testimony. There was several with Woody's testimony. I mean, I'm being generous with 5 to 7, but it's probably more than that. There's a mistrial motion at least a couple times a week. But she always kind of figure out a way to not grant the motion. She's done some reprimands in front of the jury, stricken the record, given them kind of corrective, curative instruction. This is what they keep, the attorney was saying, we can't just keep ringing the bell. Like, we can't just keep saying, okay, disregard this person's last testimony or don't consider this into your deliberations. Like, they can't just keep doing that. So she's running out of patience. You can tell by her
Maybe I'll come up with.
but it's not enough. She does not want to give a mistrial.
All right.
Wait, hold on, Matthew.
Because-
Before you say we have a stipulation, F, Judge once you rule on our mistrial,
Right.
on my motion for mistrial.
Okay, so are you asking, what kind of a mistrial are you asking for?
Your Honor, I believe that we were goaded into the mistrial.
Okay, well, I do not believe that, because if you had seen Miss Hilton's face when that came out of the witness's mouth, she was appalled. And I do not believe that they are purposefully trying to insert error into this trial to make y'all ask for a mistrial so that they can try this case again. I think it is continued, and I am sorry. Y'all have, this gigantic, ginormous universe of evidence that maybe if you narrowed down, you would not be making these kinds of mistakes. But I believe that to be a mistake.
Your Honor,
So I'm going to deny a motion for a mistrial with prejudice. That one, I don't believe that the facts bear out. Would you like a mistrial without prejudice?
yes.
You would? Who else would? That means, of course, that the state would be free to try every one of y'all again.
Judge, just a moment.
Sure.
Listen, I don't think they should go with that type of mistrial, because if she does do that, look at all of them getting ready to huddle. The state gets to redo this all over again. Uh-oh is right. Uh-oh is right, but they have that means that these defendants will have to stay incarcerated during this whole time and restart, and the state has made so many mistakes that even if there is a guilty verdict, oh my goodness, the appeal is already there and ready to go, and I still don't think that they can get a unanimous guilty verdict on any of the charges. The state has completely lost the jury, in my opinion. I started watching this as a juror just to kind of see what if I was on the jury, because I do think that we, as in my community, need to have more of a presence after what I've seen in this case. So this is kind of what I was watching for, and all the things that have happened. I mean, they lost me. I'm completely team defense, and I don't see Max Sharp and Brian Stillwell. I'm sorry, Brian Steele going for a mistrial unless it is whichever one it is that they can't come back and retry. I always get confused on that. So, I mean, it's getting heated, and they need to tread lightly. And these witnesses for the state, every single witness that they have called for the state has been really, really in favor of the defense. So I can't, I mean, I ain't trying to take no bullets here with prejudice. Thank you. I'm still going to get confused, Travis. My brain just doesn't stick for me, but thank you. Um, this witness, the way that he is, and y'all, I have a conspiracy mind, so I just throw things out there. But it's almost like he's doing this on purpose. When he said, "Oh, he's just gotten out of jail," or um, "I don't know him now." That was the question. So one of the very early questions was, what is your relationship now?" And he said, "Oh, I don't know him now. He's been in jail for 2 years." That statement is a statement that put the defendant in an unfair light. It's like painting whatever. I can't think of the term right now because my brain is racing. But it's against their rights to do that because they're supposed to. It's like facts that are not in evidence and prejudicial. That's what it's called. It's called a prejudicial statement that is in the transcript that is before the jury. So that statement alone was is grounds for a mistrial. But what the attorney said was that they were being goaded, and she shouldn't have said that because that gave the judge her argument against it because she saw Hilton's face. So this is all very interesting. It's also very they can't retry him. I agree. I definitely agree. Um, the other thing is, so far she's connected him to Shannon Stillwell, right? And Shannon Stillwell is on trial with all the other things that he's on trial for. One of the big things is Donovan Thomas murder, Nuts murder, which is why they went so hard to get Woody's testimony in. But Woody practically testified that they are the ones, he is the one that did Donovan Thomas, practically, you know, in retaliation for Donovan Thomas saying that he was going to hurt him because he robbed him. So in my mind, if that's the only thing that they're using to paint this intrinsic act with this witness, that may not stick with the jury. But I want to see what else that they have that he's gonna do. Right. If she does it without prejudice, it sounds like um from Travis's comment, if she does it without prejudice, then they can retry it. If she does it with prejudice, then they can't retry it. And if the mistrial is on a mistake of the state, then she has to do it with prejudice. She's going to have to. And so that's why she keeps putting these band-aids on here, and giving these curative statements. And how do you guys want to correct this? I mean, it's been, child, I'm telling you, it's a couple of weeks. Somebody is always screwing up. If you love the assistant DA who has been leading this, they've had mistrial motions on her by the way that she questions the witness, the things that she does to kind of put facts and evidence that are not, slipping in all types of evidence. Like, it's all kinds of things that go on with this trial. I just don't have the time and space to stream it every day, um, and all day, because I want to offer so much more content on this channel. I think I agree with you. She is covering the state to an extent. I mean, if I've learned anything from this trial, these people have so much power. It's so unfortunate, but they have so much power. I think that she is being as fair as she possibly can be. And times that there has been a couple times that she was really considering a mistrial. Like, she said it out of her mouth. But then she goes and talk to someone. I say she go and talk to someone. She has to be consulting with someone. And then there's also the Superior Court that I think that she's getting some advisement about. The state does have rights to prosecute their case. And so she's been careful not to violate any of their rights. Because definitely, if there's a mistrial that they can get on their side, we'll be back to ground zero and doing this thing all over again. And they'll get to correct a lot of the mistakes that they've made. So I really think that it's a fine line that she's walking. Um, and it's re-election year. It's a lot of things going on, and I don't think she wants to be the person to give them a mistrial with prejudice. All the millions and all the time that they spent on this case and how huge this case is, the state really needs to win this. So I think she'd like to see it play out so that her hands are clean, really, I think. But there's also a lot of rules and rights there that I don't fully understand, because I'm definitely not an attorney. I'm just kind of learning. Definitely not. I totally agree with you. All right, you guys, I'm going to fast forward us a little bit because we're already kind of behind, and get them back in court. I didn't mute the mic, so excuse the buttons. Child, if they even coming back right now, because the defendants, attorneys are the ones that's consulting right now. Look, we may be caught up with the rest of the class, y'all. We are. Can you believe that? Oh man. I don't like being caught up with the rest of the class. So, all right, so we'll come back when everybody else comes back. Let's see. She does. And she gets blindsided. What was the thing that Love did? She had just it was some evidence that Love brought in and some questionings that she had brought in. And she told the judge that it was that day that she told her that they were trying the case as they go and they were making it up as they go. And like they were basically completely incompetent. But she basically lied to the judge and said that that witness was going to be able to, she was going to be able to lay foundation, and whatever it was that she was going to stay away from, she wasn't going to do that, but she kind of backdoored it. And it was a big mistrial kind of situation going on. But she gave a curative instruction and admonishment in front of the jury and all of that, and they kept going. So again, I think that by her saying that they were goaded, she shouldn't have said that. She had her on the hook when she was willing to hear what her mistrial motion was. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of arguments they're going to come back with, if they're going to change the language of their motion for the mistrial. Because the other thing is, they'll end court today, and they're coming back, but then they'll file them in writing in more detail. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Shout out to all the people in the chat.
All right. Ms.
So
Westmoreland,
excited.
Thank you, Your
God.
Honor. May we approach?
you may.
Okay, we're back on break. They stop allowing us to kind of see what is going on when they're up there at the bench. Um, she's that close to not letting cameras in at all. But anyway, I just can't wait to see how they're going to kind of rectify this thing. And what else is this witness going to throw out there? What I've learned with these witnesses, especially these YSL witnesses, they look out for each other. I mean, Muntunk is back in jail right now for his mess, which I hate that for him, but um, you know, I'm just interested to see what will he contribute, and I also want to see them cross-examine him, because when they cross-examine him, that's when it really gets heated. But for this guy, he really doesn't have any skin in the game, in terms of, like, he doesn't have any weapons charges, he doesn't have any murder charges. There's no other intrinsic crimes for him other than saying, "Yeah, I'm part of YSL, and yeah, I conspired to commit RICO." So depending on what his testimony is, it can be very damaging for the defense. And that's why I kind of tuned in when I saw that he was testifying. Okay. He was telling the truth. Moulton was telling the truth. They did change his plea. Even the judge said that. His lawyer and the judge said, because the lawyer said when we got it back while we were at the hearing, um, that number 8 was there. That number 8 was there, that he was a part of a RICO and that he witnessed them say somebody did something. So when she heard his motion, when they brought him back in court, she revoked his probation because of perjury. She didn't do it for anything other than a plea deal. And so when he testified one way with the state. It was a lot of things that he couldn't recall. It was a lot of things that he didn't know. I mean, he was kind of playing the Woody game, not as well, but he was doing okay with it. When they began to cross him, he admitted that he lied just earlier. Weinstein asked him point blank, "You lied, didn't you? Like, you were lying when you said that." And he said, "Yes." And so that's how his probation, that's what she used. She didn't use what the state argued for. She did it for perjury. And that's what caught him up, which really is true. She gave him a break because I think perjury can be 12 years. But given the situation that they put him in, and the tricks that they used, and the lying, and even the changing of the plea deal and all of that, I felt like she rewarded the state for their behavior. And I thought that she could have been even more lenient on Moonsoon. But it sounds like
Dan Bishop, he has the same stance on abortion as
Mark Robinson, he'd ban all abortions,
with no exceptions for rape,
incest, or the life of a mother.
Bishop is too extreme for North Carolina.
At Carolina Kia, we are built on.
ooh, that was loud. That almost blasted my ears. Yes, I agree. 5 years is crazy. I think, who was it? Seti Nash. It may have been Seti Nash. Um, or Cuff Boys. It was somebody that said that he may only have to do 3 years, maybe 2.5, with if he does it, without any problems or whatever. I mean, I was looking for something like a few months. I wasn't looking for anything like years. And I agree with Love with her child. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. That Love lady got some karma coming to her. She is, I don't even know the appropriate word for Miss DA Love. The tricks that she has used, bringing these witnesses in, threatening their jobs, people that don't even have anything to do with the case, the elderly people, just the illegal, what was it? What was the boy name? The one with the sickle cell, where they arrested him the day that he got out of the hospital. Soon as he got out of the hospital, they arrested him, and he stayed in jail over the weekend or whatever. And that wasn't even legal. The warrant wasn't even legal. It was an illegal arrest warrant. She didn't even have a judge sign it or something like that. Like all of that stuff, and for her to be able to get away with that, you know, for me, I cannot help but to wonder how many people just in Fulton County down there on Rice Street, the way that they've handled this case and how brazen they've been, knowing that the world is watching, with all of their corruption. I cannot imagine how many people are sitting in jail right now with their rights totally violated, and the state has not proven that they are guilty for whatever it is. Like all the railroading and just the disgusting things that they do to force people to say what they want them to say against whomever, like they're charging teenagers as adults.
For the
So
day.
mm, that's why I'm paying attention. Just because of that. Child, they still talking. When she lied, like she was not on the phone with the officer and she was on the phone. Exactly. Exactly. Are they done for the day? Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Well, that blew up. That blew up, you guys. They're done for the day. I don't know what's going on. There may be a mistrial. So we'll see what happens later tomorrow. I'll be back 9 o'clock in the morning or probably 8:30 in the morning to see what happens. But yeah, I mean, it's been so many things, and they may have her backed in a corner right now, especially with Steele and Sharp on the back phone. Um, she's trying to do this. If there is a mistrial, sounds like she's trying to do it without prejudice, if that's the one. Uh, I don't think Thug is screwed regardless. I don't. I think, and that's mainly the reason why I'm tuned in. And I listen. I'm probably the most unbiased person when it comes to Thug. I don't know anything about the young man, and I live in Atlanta. Okay, embarrassingly so, right? But I don't think that he's screwed, and here's why. There has been so many witnesses that have been for the state, and I'm thinking from this as a juror, right? There has been several witnesses from the state that they have either through their testimony or through cross have not been able to paint Thug as anyone other than someone that these people hung around, that he didn't fund anything. I mean, they have things on recording about him, like just telling him to stay out of trouble and that kind of stuff. The car rental thing, like they were trying to use the car rental in the Donovan Thomas murder. That was a big, big piece, and Woody blew that up. Moontoon came right behind him and set another detonator on it. So there hasn't been anything that proves that Thug has ordered any of these crimes. It all looks like ancillary crimes that don't have anything to do with YSL. This witness here may be able to prove that YSL, may give some credibility that YSL is really a street gang. Up until this witness that's on the stand right now, you're very biased. I understand. um, Up until this witness right now, as a juror, I couldn't even say that it was anything more than a label. The Donovan Thomas murder, okay, so you had Donovan Thomas murder, you had YFN Lucci's dad's barbershop, and you had his mom's house getting shot up, right? So those were the three big things that they needed to connect to Thug to say that all of these other ancillary things were part of his organization, right? The Lil Wayne bus shooting, that went on out. I don't even think that came in front of the jury. I don't think they were able to get that in evidence. I think they got that out, right? So those were the big things that was supposedly connected Thug. Well, Woody said Threat was killed the weekend that Woody was held in contempt that weekend. So Threat wasn't here to say whether he did or not. Threat had an issue with YFN Lucci, and Woody was backing him up. So Woody testified that he and Threat shot up YFN Lucci's dad barbershop because of a beef that was going on between Threat and somebody else. So he kind of spent that way, right? Then you had the Donovan Thomas murder. So it came out that Woody had robbed Donovan Thomas, had robbed his truck or something and got some of his things out. And Donovan Thomas threatened him. Like he met up with him to get his stuff back, but then Woody got word that Donovan Thomas threatened him and was going to take care of him. So he took care of him. That don't have anything to do with Thug. Then Moontoon, it was something about a girl that they both were dating or something like that. So that none of that had anything to do with the YSL, quote unquote, street gang. The car, that Woody, the Infinity or whatever, that all of that stuff All of that circumstantial evidence is really not pointing towards thug. Then you have these other ancillary crimes. The one that they talked about yesterday, where the girl was testifying. I can't think of the boy name. He's the youngest one that's in here. It may come to me. That killed that young kid. The girl that was testifying yesterday. Well, she lied on him. That came out in court yesterday, that she was lying, that the detectives were pressuring her and all of that stuff. So all of that is still very murky, and you got to have a unanimous decision. And I just haven't seen that for him. The only thing that concerns me is they're going to be still putting on this case to probably December. There are more there is more testimony from co-defendants or co-conspirators. You'll hear that a lot in the case, co-conspirators, co-defendants. The co-defendants are the ones that are actually charged. Co-conspirators are people that are somehow linked, that know something about it, so they call it co-conspirator statements that they can put into evidence. There's so much of that that is coming forward from those witnesses. And with the example that they made of Moontunk, they may be more favorable for the state than they have been in the past. And so you only need one intrinsic act. So I would say for right now, thug is good. I would say. But I don't know what's coming down the pipeline. That's my concern. I agree with you, Cameron. They have not proven it to be organized at all. Um, I mean, even when they talked about like the drug dealing and all of that piece, it was small amounts. It was, no one brought any money back to Thug. No one brought any money back to YSL, quote unquote. None of that. A lot of things that happened that went on, he wasn't even in Atlanta. He was on tour this whole time. Um, some of them, I think, with Woody, he only really interacted with Woody for a couple months. They weren't even in contact when Donovan Thomas was killed. So they have not proved that it's an organization. They haven't proven that is a street gang. They haven't proven that they've done any crimes in furtherance of this gang. The only thing that they have that maybe, that has come anywhere close to that is social media posts. But the defense has done such a great job of poking holes into all of that, and making it be something other than what the state says it is. So when you get into that, it's whose theory is the jury gonna believe? You know what I'm saying? Um, you know. So I don't see it happening. I would love for a mistrial to happen, with prejudice. Is that the one? See, I told you I would forget. So that the state doesn't get a chance to come back. I would love to see that. Um, but I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't blame you for being biased. I am biased in the sense of these guys' rights. Like I really just don't want to see the state rewarded for that, because the way that they've operated, they've done this to a lot of people, and that's really really not okay. And I think that that's why the jury is kind of sticking through, because the jury has had plenty of opportunity to kind of say, hey, with what I heard, I'm not going to be able to continue to be biased. They've had outs. They just had an out last week, with the detective, that she specifically asked them, does anybody think that they can stick this out, or you want to go? And they're sticking through it. And I think that there's a reason why they're sticking through it. Thank you. I'm going to come back tomorrow. I will come on I like to get past the break. So I will come on probably about 10 o'clock because I like to kind of fast forward. Otherwise, I'm kind of stuck here. So I'm not going to start streaming until probably about 10:30, just so I can fast forward and not have to sit through. My brain just can't take it. I get bored and I won't be paying attention. So, but yeah, I'll definitely stream tomorrow. Let's see what they have. It must be going on pretty big for them to just go ahead and cut for today. So we'll see what goes on. I thank you guys so much for tuning into this live. You have no idea how happy you've made me. I'm still growing this channel. So to have 17, 18 people in here with me, it feels so good. I'll be talking about TV tonight, guys. So just ignore me with that piece. And we'll come back with some more Diddy stuff soon. I'm just kind of seeing how things play out over there. I appreciate you guys so much. And let's see what happens tomorrow. Thank you. It's your girl Duchess, and I'm out.